Hey there friends, it's Marie here with another video. Today I'm sharing a few Christmas gift tags and I'm using the die that says Merry&Bright. This is a Sizzix Thinlits die and this one will be offered free over at Scrapbook.com with your orders as part of their Black Friday sales. So here's that little die. You go over there, check it out. You can get this free with your orders at Scrapbook.com, and I just want to give you some ideas on using it. So I'm going to load this die up here in my Platinum 6. I'm also using that magic mat from Scrapbook.com. If you haven't seen it already, it takes the place of one of your bottom die cutting plates, and it's a self-healing cutting mat. So it kind of cuts down on all that cracking sound from your plastic plates and the warping, and I've been using it for a little while now and I really love it. So you can see here it cuts these little Merry&Bright sentiment dies really well. I've got a bunch of those cut. I'm going to go ahead and just decorate my little tags. So these Christmas tags are going to be really simple. I'm going to go ahead and do some stenciling on the background. I'm using some Cardinal Red from Scrapbook.com. This is some of their hybrid ink, and I'm just applying this over their Mod Asterisk stencil. So I thought this stencil looked like snowflakes, and I liked the more modern feel of it, and I like this bright pop of red on that white background. Now I'm making about 4 tags in today's video, and when I do multiples of different sets like tags or cards or anything, one thing I like to do is kind of pick a group of like 3 or 4 colors and just stick with those. So the colors I'm using for these tags are really simple, modern, classy Christmas. It's white, black, red, and gold. So these are all sort of neutral colors. You could maybe consider red a neutral in some circumstances, and they all go together well, and just keeping to a small and really easy color palette will help all of these tags look coordinated, but at the same time each tag being a little bit unique. So I have 2 tag backgrounds stenciled here. I'm going to go ahead and take some of my Smart Glue and I'm going to do some gilding with some gilding flakes. Now this glue is really fun because it works just like a regular paper glue, except for it dries tacky. So you can see here I'm taking a pencil eraser and I'm just randomly stamping some polka dots on the back of this tag, and I'm going to let this glue dry. I'm going to set it aside to dry. Now once it's dry, you can come back with your gilding flakes. Since it's dried tacky, put your gilding flakes on top and it's going to stick those gilding flakes down onto your tag, and it's just one fun way that you can add some of these gilding flakes to your background. You can also foil with this glue. I've done some foiling before. Go ahead and put your glue down, put your foil over it, run it through your machines. Adding heat and pressure will help your foil to stick, and sometimes you don't even need the heat. Sometimes you can kind of run that foil through your die cutting machine with some of this glue and that foil will stick. It depends on what kind of foil you're using and all that, but just that this glue dries tacky, it really gives you a lot of ideas and a lot of options on ways to use it. So you can see here I've put some foil on top of all of that glue. One of my glue dots was not all the way dry, so once I put my foil on there and rubbed it around, that foil kind of got all over the place. And if that happens to you, you can just take a sand eraser and erase that away and kind of clean it up. So that's what I did with that tag. I'm going to go ahead and add some more sentiments to my tags. I'm using the stamp set Wordfetti. I believe this is Christmas, but you can just stamp out a lot of these little label looking sentiments, and these are more solid, so you're going to want to use a stamp positioner tool like the Misty and stamp it several times. I've actually stamped these sentiments 3 times. I'm only going to show a few times on camera because you get the idea. You just position your stamps in your Misty, pick it up with that door, stamp it, you can open it and stamp it again. And you can go ahead and stamp as many times as you need to until it's as bold and crisp as you want it. So I just went ahead with some scissors and cut these little sentiments out. If you have a nice long scissors, you really don't need to use a paper trimmer tool. You can just follow the lines of those sentiments, and they're really easy to cut out. I'm going to go ahead and glue these down on my little foiled tag. You can see I'm using that smart glue again. You can use it just like any regular glue. It's just really cool that it dries tacky, and you can add some foil on top of it, or gilding flakes, or other things, glitter, anything you want. It's just a really multi-use tool, glue, and I've been really liking it since I've been trying it. Now the bottle, you don't have to squeeze very much. It's a thinner glue. It'll flow a lot more than some of the other thicker ones, so you really don't have to squeeze that bottle much at all. So you're gonna have to kind of get used to the different use of pressure on that little glue bottle, but I barely squeeze it. Some just flows right out, and you can put little dabs on the back of your die cuts like I'm doing here, and just other things to put a little bit of glue onto your projects. I am putting a little bit of glue on the back of this Merry&Bright sentiment, which is cut from that die I showed you in the beginning, which is a freebie. So go on over to scrapbook.com and check it out. You can throw that in with any of your purchases. Go do some Christmas shopping, get some sales, and get this Merry&Bright freebie over at scrapbook.com. I'm using my little tweezers tool to kind of position it here and just press it down and get it into place. I really like how that Merry&Bright kind of nestles in between those other little sentiments, and you have sort of a modern, bright, but simple gift tag that you can go ahead and tie onto any gift that you're giving, or a gift bag, or if you're making goodie bags. I might end up tying these tags onto some little goodie bags for my son's class friends. We'll see, but you can never have too many Christmas tags. So here's that tag that I stenciled that bold stripe onto. I'm going to use my glue again here and just glue down some really tiny strips of glitter cardstock. I like to put a little bit of shine on all of my Christmas cards. I think it's just the season to sparkle. So a little bit of gold cardstock really goes well. I'm putting it in between these black and white stripes here. Just going to trim off the extra that hangs off the sides. And you can see there, I've also tied another tag over it that I've cut with vellum. So you're going to see that bold stripes on the bottom, but that vellum is a little bit see-through, and you can decorate the front of it as well. So I'm going to put this Merry&Bright die over that vellum piece here, and I'm actually going to glue the two tags sort of skewed apart there, not flush on top of each other. That way you get a little bit more of those stripes peeking out that side there, and it's just a little bit fun and playful. So I'm putting some tiny dots of glue on this little Merry&Bright sentiment here. I'm really loving the tweezers for these small sentiments and small embellishments. You can just get it in place. Sometimes my fingers get in the way and I have a hard time kind of moving things around. So these tweezers are really handy for that. When working with vellum, sometimes if you get a little bit of liquid or wetness on it, like glue, it tends to curl up a little bit. So I like to glue it down, and I'm just putting some small dots of glue behind the vellum, behind that little die cut there, so the glue will be hidden behind that sentiment. If you just put glue on the back side of the vellum, you're gonna see it from the front side. It's gonna kind of stand out there. So I always like to try to hide it behind my sentiment or anything else from the back side. And then to kind of keep that bottom part down, I'm putting this little 25 here. It's on a little foam piece of adhesive, just sticking it that on the bottom, and it's gonna keep those tags right where I want them to go. That little 25 is from another scrapbook.com stamp set, and I'm going to have all these products linked down below if you're interested in checking any of them out. So here's my little mod asterisk tag, or I just like to look at it as snowflakes. I'm going to go ahead and put some gold glitter washi tape on the bottom of my tag, and that's going to add some of that glitter to this tag. Just really simple. I'm putting a piece of vellum over this tag just like I did the previous tag that you saw me do. Sometimes I think just having that extra layer of vellum gives it a little something more special. And then I'm just going to go ahead and glue this Merry&Bright on the bottom of this tag, and that finishes our third tag. You can see that these come together really easy, really quickly, and they look really fun. You can tie them on with some ribbon or some fun baker's twine. I had some of this natural jute twine in my drawer, so I just grabbed that, and I like the way that that looks as well. And then you can just tie it onto a gift bag or a goodie bag and give it away. We have so many presents every year for Christmas. So like I said, you can never have too many tags. So I've got that third tag all finished there. I have one more to show you, but here is a lineup of what we've done so far. This one I didn't show you the stenciling because I think you kind of get the idea of stenciling already. I've just done some polka dot stencils along one side here, and I'm going to go ahead and glue some red stripes just along the bottom. Now, using some of your scrap paper to just cut tiny strips and add stripes to your tags and your cards is a great way to use up some of that scrap paper. I don't know about you, but I have a bin of scrap paper under my desk that just keeps piling up, and I'm always looking for new ways to use it. So I like to keep that scrap paper for little bits like this that you can cut little stripes. You can use it to die cut tiny dies. And just different projects. Sometimes I just let my kids get into my scrap bin and stamp and color on those little pieces as well. So I've got my stripes all glued down. I'm going to flip my tag over and just trim off that extra paper that's hanging off the edge there. And then this tag, I'm not going to put a piece of vellum over. I really like that bright red with those bold black polka dots, but to add my little shine on this tag, I'm cutting that Merry&Bright out of some gold glitter cardstock, and I love how that looks as well. And I'm just going to glue that down on an angle, kind of following the angle of those red stripes, and that's going to finish this tag as well. So I hope that gives you a look at this Merry&Bright Sizzix Thinlits die. Like I said, it's a freebie over at scrapbook.com, so head on over there. I'm going to have links down below. You can go check it out and just see what other sales they have going on. They've got a lot of pre-Black Friday sales, Christmas sales, and you can do all your shopping for your crafty friend or for yourself. I'm not judging if you want to go look over there and see what they have available. So hopefully that gives you some inspiration on Christmas crafting, making some gift tags, and using this Merry&Bright Sizzix die from scrapbook.com. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, just do all the things. I'll catch you next time, and have a great day. Bye.